The night market's shadow. In the village of Mbola, people spoke in whispers of the moon market, a cursed stall that appeared only on nights when the moon was full. No one knew where it would appear. No one saw it arrive. It was simply there, waiting, as if it had always been. And behind it, a hooded figure lurked in the shadows. His meals were legendary, rich, warm, and intoxicating. But the price? A secret. And those who traded their secrets vanished. One night, Nia, a poor farmer, found herself lost on the outskirts of the village. The scent of roasted meat and fresh bread wrapped around her like a spell. Following the aroma, she stumbled upon a lone wooden stall, lit by a dim lantern. Behind it, a tall, hooded figure loomed, his shadow stretching unnaturally long, his face hidden in darkness. "Hungry?" he asked, his voice dry as dead leaves. Nia clutched her empty stomach. "I have no money." The seller's teeth flashed in the dark. No coin needed. Just a secret. Desperate, she whispered, "I once stole grain from my neighbor during the drought." The seller nodded and slid a steaming bowl toward her. The first bite was pure heaven. The second, ecstasy. It was like eating sunlight and warmth itself. She left with a full belly. The next morning, her neighbor was gone. But not just gone, erased. His house stood untouched, his footprints led nowhere, and his name. It was as if he had never existed at all. Word spread of the night market, and more villagers sought the store, eager to feast on its otherworldly meals. One by one, they confessed their sins. And one by one, they vanished. Until the day the stall appeared before Chief Gondor. Gondor was a just and noble leader. Unlike the rulers before him, he did not take from his people, he protected them. He walked beside them, ensured no one went hungry, and punished corruption. He was loved, but he was also feared by those who did wrong. So when he heard of the night market, he did not send warriors. He went alone. When he arrived, the air was thick with the scent of spice stew. The wooden stall flickered under the moonlight, as if caught between two worlds. Behind it, the demon seller stood waiting. "Oh, chief," the figure rasped. "Hungry?" Gondor stepped forward, eyes hard. "I know what you are." The seller's grin widened. "Then you know the price. Give me a secret, and you shall eat." Gondor did not flinch. "I have no secrets." The seller's grin vanished. The shadows around him paused, riding like living things. "Lies," the demon hissed. "All men have secrets. Speak, or be devoured." Gondor stood his ground. "I have lived with honor. I have wronged no one. You will take nothing from me." The air grew thick, heavy. The ground trembled. The stall shuddered as if something inside it was trying to break free. And then the seller's hood fell away. The villagers who had gathered screamed. For beneath the hood was not a man, but a swirling abyss, filled with thousands of screaming mouths. Mouths that spoke at once, whispering the sins of every soul they had ever consumed. "I stole from my brother. I betrayed my wife. I left my child to die. I poisoned the king." And then, one voice rose above the rest. A voice filled with rage and sorrow. "I was Ogiub, the king's cook. He accused me of witchcraft, of feeding him food too delicious for a mortal. He had me executed. He let my body rot. And now, I feed upon the sins of men." The air howled as the spirit's anger surged, shaking the trees. "You cannot stop me, chief. The world is full of wickedness. I will never go hungry." Gondor did not waver. He reached into his robe and pulled out a bowl. A bowl filled with simple food, millet porridge, fresh fruit, and clear water. "Then let me offer you a different meal." The demon froze. The swelling mouth stilled. "You were betrayed, Ogiub. You were wronged. But your revenge has turned you into the very thing you hated. You do not need their secrets. You need peace. The demon stared. For the first time in centuries, he was silent. Slowly, hesitantly, he reached out. His skeletal fingers took the bow. He lifted it to the darkness where his face should have been and ate. As he swallowed, the shadows began to fade. The cursed store crumbled to dust. The air grew still. And in the silence, Ogyub's voice was soft. I was only ever a cook. Then, like a breath upon the wind, he was gone. The village never saw the night market again. And though the wind still howled at night, no voice ever whispered, "Hungry," again. For the demon was no more. And no evil deed would ever go unpunished, not by the hands of spirits, but by the justice of the living.